Guys, welcome to the virtual classroom.
Hey guys, welcome to the News of the Week number 4 video. Here I'm going to go over the requirements that you need and my expectations out of the project. So let's jump right in. First, you're going to have your introduction paragraph. It needs to be 4 to 6 sentences, and it needs to cover the following. Identify the name of the author of the article. You're also going to have to use an in-text citation. Make sure you're using a proper citation style such as MLA, ASA, or APA. I will accept all 3. Do not put this person, this article, without actually putting that citation in there. Do not put the link in the body. You need to have actual bibliography or works cited page. Please state the level in which the article impacts and at the level it's written. So you can have an article in Tampa Bay Times. It's written at a state level. It could have a national impact. You could have a story written at the national level and has a national impact. I need you to give me both. Your other requirement is going to briefly tell me how it relates to the institutions of family and education. You need to make sure you're telling me this so I know that you know how the article relates to the pieces at hand. So let's go over those requirements one more time. 4 to 6 sentences. Name and author of the title with a proper in-text citation, the level in which it's written, the level which it impacts, and how it relates to family and education. 4 requirements. The pinky doesn't go down all the way. 4 requirements. This is worth 3 points, so make sure you're hitting all of those requirements so you don't lose any type of points. All right, we're going to go into the first body paragraph. You're going to briefly summarize the article and make sure you hit upon key points. In academic writing, we like it when you guys are parsimonious with your writing. Make sure you're hitting the key points as brief as possible, but not leaving anything important out. The only time we don't like parsimonious writing is when you have a 20-page paper. Then by all means start shoving some other words in there. But for the purpose of this article, it doesn't need to be a full 5 to 7 page essay. You just need to hit the main points in as few sentences as possible. You're also going to give me a claims maker. Are they insider, outsider? Are they activists or experts? If you do not have a clear claims maker within the article, because sometimes and a lot of times, especially with the articles you guys have been providing, you don't have that clear claims maker. You just have the person who wrote the article. Make sure you're listing the author's name and tell me a little bit about them, insider, outsider, activists, or experts. Most authors who are writing the news are going to be outsiders, and some of them are going to be more activists than experts. Some are going to be more experts than activists, such as if you have somebody who's covering education and that is their spiel, they're going to be experts in their fields because they cover education on a regular basis. So make sure you're hitting those points. One more time, 4 to 8 sentences. Tell me about your claims maker. Briefly summarize the article. 3 requirements, 4 points, moving on. Second body paragraph. Here's where you start really telling me you know what you've covered in the past 2 weeks. You understand the key terms you cover and how it relates to social problems and current events. So you need to get 3 key terms from these chapters, depending on the chapter you're covering, right? If your article has to deal with family, you're going to be using the chapter on family. If your article refers to education, you're going to be using the chapter on education. In both the slides and my lecture notes for family, there are key terms identified. If you're having trouble figuring out how to access both those materials, remember your textbook will also have a list of key terms at the end of each chapter, including a glossary that will give you nice definitions of those terms. So make sure that you're checking in with all available resources. Essentially, you want to tell me what those 3 key terms are, and then you're going to relate them to the article at hand. This will then tell me that you are understanding the terms as they are, and like I said, how they relate to the news article. That's your other requirement. Sorry, I keep bouncing back in the chair. Silly camera. 4 to 8 sentences. Those are your 3 requirements, 3 key terms. Identify how they relate to the article at hand, which you're also telling me what they are, but you know, in a way that's not hidden curriculum is this. My article relates to the hidden curriculum as this. It's going to be kind of quick, parsimonious, 4 to 8 sentences that let me understand you know what the terms are and you know how they relate to current events and social problems at hand. Third body paragraph. This is the big one. You need to bring in 2 outside sources lest you want to lose all the points for this. And it's 6 points, so we don't want you to lose those points. Now, in the last news of the week, you only needed to bring in 1 outside source. Here you need to bring in 2. And here, remember, you still have the same requirements. You're identifying the values, lifestyles, and points of view that the article is written for, and then you're going to tell me how other people would interpret that message. Use your 2 citations and the way you see fit, but you generally want one to back up your source on how people are going to be viewing this article differently. What you want to do with that other citation is up to you. Do you want to let me know how you know this article is specifically written for a certain audience, or do you want to use that to tell me more about how different people would go ahead and read this article and interpret it? 2 citations, you need them or no points, and outside of the one where you want to use it for the different audiences and how they would interpret it, you can use it to tell me more about your lifestyles, values, and points of view. 2 citations, 4 to 8 sentences. Moving on to the conclusion paragraph. Here you're going to just do a little bit of a summary. You're going to wrap it up for me. You're going to tell me what this article has omitted or left out and why this article is important. What do I mean by omitted or left out? I got an actual pretty recent example to show you guys. So when the news broke about the Michigan governor and the kidnap plot, my phone did not want to load all of my Facebook page that had all of the news stories about it, which there were several back to back. So I Googled it. Here are the stories that popped up at hand. If you guys have not noticed, one of these things is not like the other. So I did not read the news article that has the slightly different title. It could be that it's exactly the same as the other news sources, but they are presenting it in their title in a different light than how the other news sites are listing it. Towards, I think, the News of the Week 5 or number 6, you are going to have to go ahead and pull in a source for this. But as for now, you just have to tell me what is omitted or left out and why this article is important. These are 4 to 6 sentences. This section is worth 4 points, so make sure you're hitting all of those requirements. Now we come to the style section. Can I tell you you've proofread this paper? Are we using proper mechanics, proper spelling, proper grammar, all of that? If you are slightly off in the grammar and spelling and mechanics, I'm not too big of a stickler for it. I just need to make sure that you've proofread your paper at least once, maybe twice. Nobody's perfect. Now, proper citations. This is where we're going to have possible point deductions. If you're not meeting them, you need to use a citation style. I said them before: MLA, APA, ASA, whatever is comfortable for you guys. We have people coming in from high school that have only had experience with MLA. Some of you guys are a bit further along. You have psychology classes, which you must use APA. Most of the arts and sciences use APA. I am a sociologist. I use ASA. You can use either of those 3. I want to see that within the actual work, and I want to make sure there's a work cited and bibliography attached. You need both of those. If you're missing one, or your citations in the piece just are not actually proper citations, such as the New York Times reports this, but then you have no citation, you will get points hit off in this section. Remember, if you don't have citations in the 3rd body paragraph, that's just a loss of points there. But if you're not using proper citations, this is where you will have a loss of points. Any questions, just email me at the class email and I will happily respond back to you guys. I wish you the best of luck. Happy writing, happy productivity. Why did I say that like that? I really do hope you're all healthy and safe during this time. Later.